Again, is the first one we're chatting about here to preview the Manchester derby. Let's first hear from both managers, starting with Erik Ten Hag.
Not in this moment. So we are talking with FA, but what you see, and I can confirm that, and I want to emphasize that we are together, we are united, and we have seen that at the post of Andre Onana.
Erik, you spoke the other night about confidence growing amongst the team. How much of a measure of where you are will this match be this weekend against City?
I think that's definitely. You see, we are back where we wanted to be. This is a hard team to beat, and they find a way to win, and so we are going in the right direction.
You've been in Manchester more than a year now. Clearly, every game is important for United. Every game you want to win. But what special quality does the Manchester derby have in your mind?
Yeah, I think it's a match above many other derbies. It's so huge because it's Manchester internal, but I think it's also about world football, and all the eyes will be on this game global wide.
Thank you.
Erik, you said the club are back to where you want to be. That's obviously in terms of results, 3 on the spin.
We are in the right direction.
Yes, results, 3 on the spin, but performances. Christian Eriksen said the balance is still not there and the routines are still missing. So how do you get that back?
I said we are in the right directions, and we have a way to go. I see positives. I see also negatives. Probably what Christian is referring to. So we are not consistently in possession on the level where we can be, where we show in games we can be, like for instance Arsenal away, also the first 30 minutes in Bayern Munich away. But we should do this on a consistently base. But where, for instance, pressing, we are quite good. We have the most ball regains from the whole Premier League. We have the most middle regains from the whole Premier League. So there you see in our defending organization, in our pressing organization, and I said that before the season, how we wanted to play. Yeah, that is us. But then we don't take the benefit in the attacking transition moments, and we should be, because we have, I think, the abilities in our team, the players there, who can take benefit from it. So we paid some attention to it, and this has to grow. This has to progress. Then games will become more easy.
Can the team take heart from the fact that even though they haven't been consistent yet and the performances are not fully there yet, that they are still managing to find those ways to win?
That is a team so hard to beat. Exactly. And sometimes it's not the way you want to go, but then you still have to win. And that is what we are doing in this moment.
Sorry. Just on the attack there, the lack of goals, I guess, from the forwards has been noticeable this season. I think Erling Haaland has got more than all of the forwards here put together. Is that because they're not taking the chances, or you're not creating the chances? What's kind of the difference? What's missing there?
I just try to explain. But if you sum up...
Is that on the forwards, though? Is it the forwards' fault that they're missing the chances?
Fault. It's in the cooperation, and that has to click. But we showed this week, in the week. We saw from some games, some examples, but there were so many where we are in overload position and going in overload positions to the opponent's goal, and we don't net, or we don't even hit the target, and we should have done this better. And I'm sure we don't have time to train this fact, but I think we give some coaching, and I'm convinced with the qualities from our players, that they will go and score more goals.
Paul.
Erik, just on Andre Onana, he had obviously a very good game for you on Tuesday, but he's had some low moments since he came to United as well. What's he been like trying to keep his spirits up in those moments?
Yeah, you give him the standards, and you give him so also expectations, but but also then it's about get to the same level. But he has really high expectations from himself, and so first thing is what you have to find out if we're talking about the same, and we were, and from there on, you give him the confidence and tell him, look what you did in the past, in great leagues with great clubs, and so you have the abilities, you have the skills to do it. And I think the last 2 games were definitely a good progress, and now you have to keep this going. I mean, it's very good, but as you know, at Man United, good is not good enough, and that not only counts for Andre Onana, it counts for everyone.
BBC.
Erik, Marcus Rashford scored the winner in this fixture last season. He's only scored once this season for you. Have you had to put an arm around him? What's his sort of confidence level like at the moment?
Especially give him the trust, and I play him every game, and most of the games also he finished the game, and so I have a strong belief he will return to scoring a lot of goals.
Last question in this section, Rob.
Sorry, hi, Erik. You showed last season that you were capable of beating any team on your day, but how far away do you think you are of having that consistency, the consistency that City have shown over the last sort of 7 years to put title challenges together?
At this moment, we are 6 points ahead, of 6 points back, so we have to catch up, and now we know we have to progress the team, so we have to make developments. Just about the question about Resi, but also has to do with his with the cooperation, with the movement around, and with the distribution to him, and so we have to work on that, and that is my focus point.
No, Old Trafford was when I was in Barcelona by Munich, and I traveled to England to play against United. Old Trafford was a special scenario, special place, and of course he is special for our fans, for all of us. But at the end, it's a football game. It's not like a FA Cup final or in the last fixtures of the season, like winning or losing can define winning or not the Premier League. Still is the 9th fixture, so 87 points to play. So it's not a game. You have to be focused. What do you have to do to beat them?
Gone quite to plan for United so far. I wonder what you make of them this season so far.
It's just so that United always had that feeling. It doesn't matter the managers. I found few since I am here. So always is a tough opponent. The quality, the individuality they have, and in their stadium, the character, the momentum, they have the ability to don't be maybe on top, and in 10, 15 minutes, it's splash, and they score goals. So we know the quality they have. So no doubt about that. Always have been, always will be.
Hi, Pep. When you won the FA Cup in June in Manchester itself, there were lots of fans who were visibly very emotional because of the rivalry of these two clubs. Have you felt that rivalry more and the emotion behind it in your time here at the club?
Oh, it's okay. It's a good rivalry. I think it's respect each clubs. I think so. So no big issues happening. It's my 8th season here. Nothing big issues happened. So we won games, we lost games, and of course the FA Cup final was special because they wanted win and win the treble for our side, and for us, of course, it was so important to arrive to Istanbul to have the challenge to do what we have done.
Yeah.
Hey, Pep, have you seen the quotes from Facundo Palestri overnight where he's talking about Manchester City supporters?
Nope.
He says he lives in Manchester and goes around with his girlfriend trying to find City jerseys in the city centre, and says that he doesn't see any. Do you think that's a bit of a strange thing for an individual to do, to go around a city centre looking for shirts of another team?
I will speak with the Puma department and say what happened. Like we don't have shirts. It's okay. Is this guy and his girlfriend believe that? It's fine.
just on a more serious one about the chants about Bobby.
Are you saying it's not serious what Leicester said?
Have you got a message for the supporters ahead of Sunday? Just in light of the video that came out about the mocking of.
They don't represent us. So the alcohol make bad things in the people, especially. So what represent is Mike Summery going to Old Trafford to sign the book on behalf of Manchester City. So we have a huge respect for Man United, and we prove it, losing and winning. These years have a lot of respect, and especially the icon, the figure from Sir Bobby Charlton. So. And tomorrow we'll be part of that, and our condolences, what we said, families and Man United and English football always is and will be there.
Hi, Pep. This is obviously a game between two teams that we would expect to be challenging at the top of the table. I just wonder, from this early part of the season, which of your title contenders that you are competing with have impressed you the most?
United.
No, which of any of the title contenders that you have
this season?
Yeah, this season so far. What are we, 9 games in?
It's too early. I think all the teams are there, and the teams maybe are a little bit behind can be there. So when you play just 9 games, many things is going to happen. From my experience, so we have been behind a few points in February, March, and at the end we were able to win. So it's just to improve our football game and in terms of mentality. And I want to see how is our mentality on Sunday in Old Trafford. So we won a lot, and it's not about we don't win now and what is going to happen. It's not about that. It's I want to see my team in a bigger scenarios like this again to prove the right mentality and the right way you have to play these type of games.
Your team has proved over the last few years, of course, that you are always title contenders and even champions. Do you get the same sense for Manchester United? Do you think they are contenders
all the
this year?
time when I start the season and 9 fixture, United is contender. Ask me this question, 9 games left, and I will tell you the answer. We are really contenders. But now, early October, yeah? Late October, I don't know which day is this now, honestly. Late October. So late October, so many things is going to happen.
Hi, Pep. It's really good to see Jack Grealish start in the Champions League midweek, although the last Premier League game he started was back in August. So could you share with us your plan for him going forward?
My plan is play as best as like he played in Switzerland and he's the best. So I said before, so we trust a lot of him. I know his ability, capacity, and has to fight for his mates in all the position and play as best as possible every single action, every single minute, and every single game. This is what we want. We need him. We need everyone, and very pleased for the game he played.
Pep, I think Onana's a goalkeeper you know well. You've played against him a lot of times. I think he was a junior at Barcelona, maybe when you were there. Do you remember him at Barcelona? No. And also, you don't?
No, I remember. I hear about him because I have a common friend, and he spoke highly about him. But personally, I met him when I was in Ajax Amsterdam, and now the final in the Champions League. Play a good game. Is the build-up with the fit is exceptional player, and now he's United.
He's had a difficult time, obviously, but had a great game on Tuesday, saved that last-minute penalty. I just wondered, does it take foreign goalkeepers especially time to adapt to the English game sometimes? Do you think he's taken time to adapt to it?
For sure, everyone need time. Not just the managers, the players, and player keepers, everyone. Sometimes one adapt quicker than the other ones. But whatever happened, I have highly opinion about him as a keeper.
Just on that, do you think kind of the Onana you'll face on Sunday, will he pose the same problems as he faced when he was at Inter in the Champions League final?
Hopefully not. Hopefully we can beat him. But before the game, I always expect the best of the old my content, the players, the game I'm going to face. I prefer to see the strength and the weaknesses of they have, and I guess it. So, of course, save a penalty in the last minute. they help us to be still in contention to qualify for last 16. Of course, mentally is a good boost for them and for him.
Hi, Pep. During the international break, Messi said that your and his Barca team were the best team of all time. He said he thinks that his Argentina team now are getting quite close to that. Do you have any thoughts on firstly your Barca team being the best and what Argentina are like now?
With intuition, the quality that Messi has to analyze what happened in the pitch, in the world football, and he has been in both sides, why should I not believe him? I cannot talk about Argentina, especially because I saw a few games on TV, but I'm not there. He was in Barcelona, now he's been in Argentina. If he say that, why should not believe it? So it's nice. It's a big compliment. So if we are close to the world champion team, what could I say? So yeah, nice.
Is there anything about the Argentina team that you like personally, forgetting what Messi said?
I'm really surprised really surprised in the tough moments, like was I think quarterfinals or semifinals and finals, when they were in quarterfinals, I think against Holland and Croatia, but especially in Holland, like was two in the final, 2 up, and immediately it's 2-2. Normally the teams go down, in knockout games, like the emotions are so important. How they handle with the best moments of Argentina was the 2 up, 2-2, and after they were their best and played better than for example before. And I think the first half that they played the final against France, in this quality level that they play in a final is so difficult to find. So it was one of the best finals I ever seen. After the reaction, French was fantastic because they had the visibility, the quality with the players and the momentums. And in the moment that you see the trophy there, I will be champion, and immediately the 2-0, 2-2. And after that, the people can destroy. In the moment, they react in extra time better than ever. And that is so difficult. A part of of course, the individual quality they have in the keepers and the defenders and everything. That's why they are world champion. You are not world champion. You don't have something special in all departments and especially in skills, but always in the mentality.
Well, this derby, always an interesting one, always a fiery one as well. Even more so this time around because of the bit of form that Manchester United have found now, as well as City's log position, and they're back to winning ways.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite incredible that Manchester United go into this fixture as the form team, isn't it? To be, in all honesty, I can only see one outcome, and that's a Manchester City win. I think they're far superior to Manchester United at the moment. Manchester United are definitely playing catch up, and I mean they're scraping past the likes of Sheffield United, Nottingham Forest at home. They lost to Crystal Palace home, so not being a good place for Manchester United this year. And City will realise that, and they'll be rubbing their hands together.
Okay, Glenn, not easing us into it, just brutal from the get-go.
Yeah,
do you agree with him, though?
100%. I think City will win. Saying that, I do believe in this fixture. Sometimes, form goes out the window. But I think City will have too much for Man United. At home, they haven't been the Man United that we're used to seeing over the years. And it hasn't been like that for a long time, to be totally honest. And I just feel like City have got too much. I think they've got too much, and it'll be a difficult afternoon for Man United.
Now, Harry Maguire has come in for a fair amount of criticism in his career, but the Manchester United centre-back has remained in the Northwest, confident he still has plenty to offer the Red Devils. Champions League match-winning goal scorer Harry Maguire, some unlikely heroes lately, Scott McTominay among them as well.
Yeah, love him. That's brilliant. Because to be totally honest, I mean, there's been a lot of noise around him, and I think what he's had to go through at times has been harsh. And he's shown a lot of character, because I think a lot of players would have folded, he stayed at the club and, getting back in the team. And I think that he's done well, and it's not easy. When you're under so much scrutiny and, everyone's sort of like saying so much negative stuff about you, it's difficult as players. People don't realise. And the fact that he seems to be getting back to his best, it's nice to see.
We've been talking, just while watching that, about the criticism and also about the Beckham documentary. Just what he was facing then. Can you imagine what it must be like now with social media?
Yeah, and I mean, even back then, there was no really noise about mental health or anything like that. And I just like to second what Jermaine said about Harry Maguire. I think not only on a club level, playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world, also for his national team, constantly getting questioned about being picked, but he's never let his manager down. And he has showed amazing character to come back from that and prove himself and keep playing football with a smile on his face and do what he's done in this past week. And hopefully that'll continue for the young man.
Got to ask you about Erik ten Hag and the Marcus Rashford situation. We're seeing a bit of a drop there. Agree, yes or no? And how does the manager handle it?
It's frustrating because Marcus Rashford, I think, if you're getting the best version of him, what a player. You know, he's got everything. He could play as a 9. He could play both flanks. He's so dynamic. You know, he's a good finisher. And he showed recently in the England game. So that's the situation that the manager's got to do with, you know, the Sancho situation. Again, you know, I just feel there's so much negativity around the club at the minute, even though they obviously go into good form and that. But there's been so much negativity around the club. And over the years, you're not used to seeing that. You know, it's always been stable. But for sure, someone like Rashford, you need to get him firing because he's such an important player for the club.
Okay, you've both backed City to win, hands down. They have Noah Kanji this weekend. How do they rejig?
Pep will find a way. He always does. He's such a strong squad depth. There's some of these inverted fullbacks, everything. Kanji will be a big miss. Don't get me wrong. He's stepped into a Manchester City shirt seamlessly, like a lot of people actually don't. It normally takes people a long time to settle. Yeah. But even without him, I think City will be too strong at Old Trafford this weekend.
It was a nervy finish for them against Brighton. They got back to winning ways, but it was nervy at the end.
It's going to be because Brighton are a tough team to play against. Zerbi, the way his team's set out and the way they play, I mean, Pep was raving about, you know, the way they build up from the back, and I think they're the example, to be honest. So it's always going to be a difficult game anyway. But like I said before, I do feel like City will have too much for United.
Visiting manager's record at Old Trafford, Pep Guardiola has 4 wins, the most in the Premier League at Old Trafford on enemy ground. And now, you know, he keeps reinventing. This team keeps evolving. They've got Doku in the mix now as well. He gives them something different.
Yeah, listen, this guy just breaks records, doesn't he? Wherever he goes, Pep Guardiola, that's all he does, break records, takes leagues by storm. And it doesn't surprise me he's got the most wins at Old Trafford. And yeah, you're right, he does. He reinvents football constantly. First it was the false 9, the inverted wing-backs, and now he's got someone very different playing on the left. Well, certainly different to Jack Grealish, who's he keeps the ball, he buys free kicks, but this guy is so direct. He's exactly what I think City need at certain points when teams, especially when teams sit in and say, come and beat us. Well, this guy will. He'll run at people. He's a ball carrier. He asks questions of the opposition. And then when he does get to that byline, more often than not, when he cuts it back, he finds a City shirt. And I think he's been a breath of fresh air, to be honest.
Yeah, he got a bit of a swag. He's got that thing.
He has got that thing. I do feel like in certain games where it may get tight and you need that little bit of brilliance, you know, that someone that can just get it and just create something out of nothing. And I definitely think he's that player. He's so dynamic and direct. Every time he gets the ball, he's never looking to go back. He just wants to, you know, Pep must have said to him, every time you get the ball, play to your strength and just, you know, just go at the fullback and that. And he does that and he scores goals, creates assists, but he's definitely someone who I like.
All right, that's it for our Manchester Derby talk. Just to be clear, they both think it's City all the way.